Let's make some noise. Come on.
Right indeed, Nick Foles. Let's make some noise. Welcome back, everybody, to our Thursday night Final Word edition here on the It's a Wrap Sports Network. Your boy MattyB on the call. We're going to wrap up here. We've made it to the end of another broadcast week. I'm going to take you into the weekend, and we won't talk again until Monday. I want you to remember that. Monday, there will be no show. Sunday night, as I will be in transit on Sunday. I am moving the operations south for about 9-10 weeks. And I will not be able to do a show Sunday night. I'll be actually on the road during the Super Bowl. So there will be no Final Word on Sunday. But we're gonna get our money's worth tonight. Because as the title of the show indicates, is Rome falling? What really is going on at the NovaCare complex in South Philadelphia? What's the real answer? Jeff Stoutland about 24 hours away from or removed from his departure from the Philadelphia Eagles. By the way, it was his departure. He was not fired. He did not retire. He walked away. Now, some of the ignorant-ass homers out there are actually thinking that he's going to serve a position within the organization. I really don't see that happening. He's gone. And he's gone. Bye. See ya. And now, of course, we're hearing kind of follow-ons to what we've already known, that at some point during the season, he lost his run game coordinator duties and responsibilities. But now, apparently, he was shut out of any sort of input in the run game coordination process. He wasn't even conferred on the run game process. It was Nick Sirianni and Kevin Patullo pulling the strings. Now, of course, Kevin Patullo has been fired. He didn't depart, man. He was fired. And now Nick Sirianni, once again, is the last man standing in all this. I get it. Sometimes you got to break a few eggs and make an omelet. I 100% agree with you. But if there's a fan out there, and again, I heard some of the I wouldn't say support. I wouldn't say outcry either. I heard some of the opinions expressed today about how, well, trust the Eagles. He wasn't getting the job done. He deserved to get fired. Listen, if Jeff Stoutland if you feel that Jeff Stoutland was the biggest reason why this Philadelphia Eagle offense could not get out of neutral, then maybe I should take a job down in South Philly with the Eagles. Because apparently I'm seeing things a little bit differently. Was it the greatest year for the offense in general? No, it was not. It was a terrible year. And everyone seemingly is getting the axe here, with the exception, of course, of the head of the chicken, Nick Sirianni. But I am not going to sit here and lay my head down to sleep at night and feel we got to the root of this problem. It was Jeff Stoutland. That was the problem. That was the problem. All along, the code has been cracked. You did it, Sherlock. Jeff Stoutland was the problem. Is this another example that Rome is falling? And that culturally, this is not a place people want to come to. I put up a little post earlier on the social media side saying, with all the firings and departures, the three main problems of this franchise remain: Nick Sirianni, Jalen Hurts, and Howie Roseman. They haven't been fired, but they're pulling the strings like they're in charge of something. Well, they obviously are in charge of something. But what about the accountability to them? What about their accountability to a terrible season? Jeff Stoutland got fired essentially for a bad 1-year run with the offensive line, a bad 1-year run as a run game coordinator. He was 1 year removed from amassing, Saquon Barkley, or assisting Saquon Barkley in amassing over 2,500 all-purpose yards. 1 year removed from that. He has put a slew of players through that Stoutland year. And again, I'm not sitting here. I'm not the biggest Jeff Stoutland fan in the world, but to put him on the side, to put him up on Calvary Hill and hang him up on his cross is terrible. It's a terrible message to send to the fans of this football team. It's a terrible message to send to the NFL. It says right now that you have no faith or trust in anybody but yourselves, and that you were a bunch of micromanaging fools. He's done amazing work with an offensive line for 13 years. And how many coaches? 3 different coaches? 3 different regimes? I guarantee you he will find a job if he wants it someplace else in a heartbeat. But to sit back and justify this move as anything but a panic move, to me, shows the ignorance of a certain side of this fan base. And to sit back in the same breath, because I hear the same people saying the same thing about get off Sirianni's back, get off Jalen Hurts' back. They had one bad year. But now I'm hearing them say this year, Stoutland didn't get the job done. He deserves to go. I mean, which is it, homers? Which is it? Do they stand together or do they fall apart? So Jeff Stoutland's out. And we'll continue that Jeff Stoutland conversation. Again, I'm not sitting here telling you I'm losing sleep over it, but I'm also going to sit here and tell you that he did not deserve to be sacrificed in this purge. Not at all. There could have been a way to work this out. And then also, to the side of this question about, remember how everybody was up in arms? What do you mean good offensive coordinators don't want to come here because of Jeff Stoutland? Are you crazy? Who would not want to work with Jeff Stoutland? Well, apparently a lot of people don't. To include the guy we hired as the offensive coordinator. So yet again, ignorance being shown by some of this fan base. And I get it. I do. I'm getting tired of being right, honestly. It's becoming troublesome for me being right about all these type situations. So is Rome falling? And honestly, is it even fun to be a fan of this football team anymore? Is it really fun? Do you? I mean, it's not fun for me. It isn't. It hasn't been for a very long time. And the 3-headed hydra here, Howie Roseman, Nick Sirianni, and Jalen Hurts must be destroyed in order for it to be fun again. Hashtag save the Philadelphia Eagles, man. So we'll obviously continue the Jeff Stoutland conversation, as well as we will do the hot stove. I am way behind on the hot stove. We're going to get caught up on the hot stove tonight. We got hockey action happening as we speak down there in South Philadelphia. Flyers and Senators, third period action. 1-0 Senators. And immediately following this game at some point, Mike Lauro will have you for the Clear the Ice program, operating separately from this one at some time in the next half hour or so. Final game before the Olympic break. God knows. Listen, the Flyers need a win tonight. The Flyers got to get a win going to that Olympic break with, coming off of a 2 straight win type thing, 62 points. I can feel that a little bit. So the Flyers got to get themselves a win, but Clear the Ice will be seen tonight after the game. And here's the schedule for the rest of the week on the network. Tomorrow you'll have the grid. I'm sorry, that's tonight. Man, tomorrow will be Philly Friday Frenzy. Saturday, the best of the It's a Wrap Sports for the week. And then on Sunday, again, Philly AM Sports and no final word. There will not be a final word on Sunday as I will be in transit, not able to do a show. So there will be no final word on Sunday. I'll be back Monday from a hotel room somewhere in Knoxville, Tennessee, broadcasting from there. So just hang in there, hang on. It'll be fine. We can get through this together, everybody. How you doing, Adam? What's going on? Good to see you, man, by the way. Joe Hale saying hi to everybody. Peppernig, how is Sirianni the last Indian standing? Yes, he is. Or no, is it the last Native American standing? Do we have to be PC on this? No, we don't have to be PC here. Yeah, how is he? But he's not, though, is he, though? I just said he's not. There's a Hydra, the 3-headed beast, right? Sirianni's head's in the middle, flanked by Jalen Hurts and Howie Roseman. So, no, he's not the last Indian standing. There's 3 of them still standing. And Jeff Lurie's in the back pulling all the strings. It's not good, man. It's not good. It is not good. Sirianni, the head coach, and Patullo, the OC, sneaking behind Stout's back and calling run plays, but the running game never got better. I want to know more about that, right? I want to know, were they on the sidelines? Did they turn off his mic? Hey, Big Dom, cut his feed. We're going to start sending plays in. Or was it during practice? He'd be out there, eye strong left, right on 2. and Sirianni comes running into the huddle. No, we're going to do this. Or did they just pretend he wasn't in the room? They just freeze him out. Out of sight, out of mind, whatever. Tell him, give him an erroneous schedule. Shows up 2 hours late. Practice was 2 hours earlier. They gave him the wrong schedule purposely to keep him out of the building. And what does that say about Jeff Stoutland, the man? While this was all going on in season, he didn't just throw his clipboard down and walk away, because that's what I would have done. I would have told Sirianni to shove it up your ass, shove this team up your ass, shove your fake coaching ability up your ass. I'm out of here. So that tells me a lot about Jeff Stoutland, the man, the character of the man, to endure something like that for who knows how long it was going on for, and to finish the season with a smile on his face. And I thought very becoming of this situation. We've all read Stoutland's note, his thank you note, where he thanks the city of Philadelphia for embracing him, one of their own, or his own, our own. He does not mention anywhere in that note, I want to thank the Eagles. I want to thank Jeffrey Lurie. I want to thank the buffoon Howie Roseman, Sirianni. He doesn't mention any of them people or the team in his note. That's very telling about how he walked out the door after 13 years. And to think a guy that allegedly all this stuff happened to, and a guy that pens such a letter at the end where he pretty much snubs the entire organization as he's walking out the door, to think for a hot second that he's going to take a lesser role in this organization is complete ignorance upon part of this fan base. They shunned him. They spit in his face. They told him, you know what you did over the last 13 years and how you developed certain players, how you made Pro Bowlers into Kelsey and Lane Johnson, how you took Jordan Mailata and taught him how to play American football, all that stuff. Get the hell out. We'll find someone else to do that. Right? I get it. There was no development from the offensive line situation, right? The draft picks couldn't. Stoutland knew now that they're out of business, whatever, but they were obviously cut their funding last year, and they couldn't get some things going with some of the offensive line prospects. I understand that. But 1 year, again, the same people that are going to say, well, he didn't get the job done, are also the same people that said, hey, Sirianni had a bad year. Leave him be. They're speaking out both sides of their ignorant ass homer mouth. And that's what makes me hate being part of this fan base, being associated with people like that, who are afraid to say it the real way, to say that to not be the company man, to speak out against the Eagles when it's wrong. And it's wrong right now with this franchise. The Philadelphia Eagles are wrong. And they need to get right again. Someone needs to come in there, drop a grenade, and then we pick up the pieces and we continue from there. 2026 is going to be a terrible season, but maybe it's the season I need and we all need. You got to cut the cure. Get Sirianni's ass out of here. Get Hurts's ass out of here. Hopefully, God, please get Howie Roseman the hell out of here. And we start over from scratch with our head coach, Sean Mannion, and our offensive coordinator, Miss Gizzard, whatever it is, Josh Grizzard, whatever the hell his name is. Can I open the phone lines? I 100% can open the phone lines, and I will do that right now. But you're not going to get me off my mission tonight. I got to do the hot stove. I got to do the day in Philadelphia sports history. I got to do our Philly spotlight player. I got to do the card review because this is going to be the last show I have till Monday. So I don't want to hear none of your back talk, Joe Hale. Oh, man, here it is. So the phone lines are open. They are. Yes, there are. There they are. They're open. Ricky is back on live. Ricky. Good. We saw you last night, Ricky. Good to see you again, though, man. And I hope you can chime in tonight. I hope you can get on so we can find out how you're doing. It's good to see you. Good to read your words. It's good. Is Stoutland leaving the bombshell that Adam Schefter was talking about? I asked that last night, and I don't know, but there was some question about Vic Fangio. That wasn't a lie either. He was sort of questioning it. Now the Eagles have not yet. Jeff McManus reported last night, or Jeff McClain, one of the Jeffs, reported last night that Fangio was staying. But the Eagles have yet to confirm that by putting out a statement of their own. So as much as, the insiders know, and they know a lot, it's not official until the Eagles announce it, right? So to answer your original question, I don't know. I don't know if this is a bombshell. It would definitely, classify as a bombshell. Could there be a second one coming? But it might not be a bad assumption, Adam, to think that this was the one. This was it. But Vic Fangio has yet to announce, or the Eagles have yet to announce that Vic Fangio is staying. I know Jeff McClain, whatever the hell his name is, Jeff, reported that he is, but I don't know. But anyway, that's where we're sitting right now in the midst of all this nonsense. Jeff Stoutland is out of his own accord. And again, I want to, the title is Rome Fallen. The title is Rome Fallen. I think we can move on from the fantasy that this organization is viewed around the NFL as a primo destination. I think it's time that we actually move on from that fantasy. And I truly mean that. There's been too much, and I'm sure there's 90% more things that we don't hear and we'll never hear that are coming out and that are floating in the inside circles about really what's really going on down there. I just think it's time for us as a fan base to understand and come to grips that this team is being strangled right now. This organization is being strangled by an incompetent head coach, an average quarterback, and a money man for a GM. It's being strangled by them. And hopefully, and I hate to say this, but God knows I will, that 2026 is the chaotic season we need. And we can cut free of some of these people, because essentially it's shaping up to be that way, that this is all a 1-year tryout for all the ones left standing, right? Everyone who's left, who survived the purge, are going to be left with a 1-year tryout. Because if Fangio does come back, you can't expect him to go further than next year. Obviously, Nick Sirianni is not going to survive another year that he doesn't resemble anything like a head football coach. And Jalen Hurts is due to get some money. So there's going to be a tipping point coming, and that's going to be 2026. And how did the Eagles handle that pressure? Now, Howie Roseman's got his work cut out for him, and I'll give him that. He's got to 22, 23 free agents. He's got to figure out who's staying and who's going. By the way, we're also going to get into our segment tonight about we're going to continue on with our top storylines by position group of the 2025 Eagles. We did the offensive line a couple weeks ago. Tonight, we're going to talk quarterback storylines. What were the storylines in 2025 when it came to the quarterback room? But Howie's got to figure out drafts. He's got to figure out the free agent situation. And he's also got to figure out Lane Johnson, right? Lane Johnson. Is Lane Johnson, who's never played for any other offensive line coach than Jeff Stoutland, never ever has in his entire career, came here the year Stoutland came here. They came together through Chip Kelly. Does Lane Johnson continue on? I mean, he's already being held together by spit and duct tape as it is. Does he actually endure a year of a whole new system and a whole new changing of coaching philosophy? I don't think he does. And that's going to be a huge problem for the Eagles to have to replace with the other problems that they have to replace. And what is the residual effect from the rest of the offensive line, who all of them have never been coached by anybody other than Jeff Stoutland? Now they're going to have to figure out a whole new way of doing things. It would make sense to kind of hold the continuity inside that building for at least one more year to see where you really are with this. If Sean Mannion's the guy or not, hold the continuity together for one more year with Stoutland. And then, okay, if something doesn't work in 26, we can move on. This is bad, man. This is bad. Bruce, how you doing, my man? Good to see you. Which team is worse shape, Eagles or Phillies? Well, seeing how we don't know what the Phillies are, well, actually we do. We certainly know who the Phillies are. But okay, let's just play it by. Let's be safe here, right? We got a 162 game season ahead of us. We got 30 some odd spring training games. We got the World Baseball Classic. We got the All-Star break in Philly. We got all this stuff coming in Philly, the draft, futures game, all that. I don't want to say it's the Phillies because we haven't even started down that road yet. And if we're already sitting here doom and gloom in the Phillies, it's going to be a long summer, man. It's going to be a real long summer. So, Adam, out of respect for the fact that, we haven't gotten down the Phillies road, I'll go with what the more immediate shock is. The Eagles are probably worse shape. Now, I don't think the Phillies are in as bad shape as a lot of people think they are. I honestly, if you've been following this show and following what I wanted to do in their offseason, the Phillies' offseason plan has pretty much been what I wanted them to do. I wanted to infuse young talent from the system into this team to change the DNA. Eugenio Suarez wasn't going to change the DNA. Kyle Tucker wasn't going to change the DNA. Bellinger wasn't going to change the DNA. Bichette might have, but the majority of the free agents and everybody, the power bats, the right-handed power bats, power bat, all this other nonsense, that wasn't going to change what this team already is. It's a power batting team. I wanted an infusion of young talent who's not power hitters. They're contact hitters, put the ball in play, that kind of thing. And for the most part, that's kind of how it worked out. And I went into this offseason with a little bit more realistic aspirations for this team in free agency because I know Dave Dombrowski loves this core. He does. He said it before, and there's no reason to believe that he didn't still love it. And I just don't think they want to spend any more money. And that's the bottom line. I don't think they do. And so with that being in mind, I set forth a plan that I thought I could be okay with. And that plan was to, in a nutshell, move on from Kyle Schwarber and bring Pete Alonso here. I didn't do that, but we got the power bat for the power bat, whatever. Then I also wanted to move on from Bryson Stott and bring in Luis Ariz. They didn't do that either. I wanted Kelly Jansen for the back end of our bullpen. Okay, we didn't get that, but we got some players. We still haven't gotten that safety net fifth starter that I really think they still will add here soon. But other than that, Crawford, Painter, hopefully Rakonis and Aiden Miller at some point by the end of the season will be in the mix. I'm telling you, I think things are going to be a lot more. I think it'll be better for the Phillies if it works out, man. It's got to work out. But to answer your question, I think it's the Eagles. All right, let's go to, before I go to the phone lines, guys, I do have to do the day in Philadelphia sports history. For those of you that are waiting on hold, I apologize. Continue to wait if you want. We got to do our day in Philadelphia sports history on this day, February 5th, 1880. And no, I was not present for this. I was not standing in the back with my quill and my feather, jotting down on the papyrus. This wasn't me taking firsthand notes on this. But the National League on this day voted in the Worcester Ruby Legs, a.k.a. the Worcester Brown Stockings. For 2 years, they'd serve as a placeholder for the upcoming Philadelphia Quakers / Phillies baseball team. Due to poor attendance in 1882, the Ruby Legs folded, and Philly businessman Al A.J. Reach purchased the vacant spot for the would-be Phillies franchise. The Ruby Legs squad is historically distinct from the current Philly club, as only Worcester's reservation in the National League was for sale, not the team itself. So essentially on this day back in 1880, the wheels were put in motion to birth the Philadelphia Phillies. And again, I was not there. All right. I was not, huzzaing around saying, yeah, atta boy, let's go out there and check out those newfangled automobiles. I was not there. All right. But that was in this day in Philadelphia sports history, February 5th, 1880, the birth, essentially, of the Philadelphia Phillies. And that was that's brought to you by the Philly Friday Frenzy, exclusively seen here on the It's Rap Sports Network every Friday night at 9 p.m. Big Al, and I'm sure he's going to have a lot to say tomorrow night because Al's an offensive lineman kind of guy, and I think he had a poster of Jeff Stoutland in his bedroom. You know, Stoutland was on a beach in a thong, staring lovingly into the sun. I think Al has that poster in his bedroom. I wonder if he's kind of upset about what happened. So make sure you're tuned in tomorrow night. Listen to Big Al. Be upset. I'm sure he's upset. I haven't spoken to him. I've seen some of his social media posts, but I haven't spoken to him. So Big Al tomorrow night on the Philly Friday Frenzy. All right, now let's go to the phone lines and a long-awaited return to the show. Ricky Deal. Ricky, first and foremost, I'm glad you're back. We've been following, thanks to Joe Hale, your situation. We sent nothing but love and prayers along the way. Myself, Joe Hale, Mike Papernick, everybody on this network, everybody else that got in the chat was very supportive. So, Ricky, I'm glad to see you back. Give me a smile, Ricky. Come on, I want to see a smile. That's what I'm talking about, brother. How are you doing tonight?
Good.
All right. What you want to talk about tonight, Ricky? Let's go Phillies. Ricky Deal, we're about a week away from pitchers and catchers. Are you excited about baseball? Excited about baseball. Do you think that the Phillies did enough in the offseason, Rick?
Something like a file system extraction. That's going to show you everything, even if you still need it.
Ricky Deal feels that they did enough in the offseason. Now, Ricky Deal, here's the question that is still bothering me about this baseball team as we get closer to spring training. Nick Castellanos is still on the roster. But Nick Castellanos' job was given to Adelos Garcia. And then you got Gabriel Raconis Jr. waiting potentially in the wings as well for that right field spot. Right field. You think the Phillies are able to trade Castellanos before spring training, or do you think he actually is going to show up in spring training as a Philly? Trade him before? I hope so, Ricky, because I don't think for the mental health of this team that Nick Castellanos should step 1 foot inside the Phillies clubhouse, even in spring training. Because if that was me and I was a dead man walking like that, oh man, I'd be such a distraction and a pain in the ass. It wouldn't be funny. I would be like, the hell are you people? I'm throwing things around. I'd be a child, Ricky. Yeah, so would you, right? I mean, yeah, I think most of us would act like that. So, yeah, the Phillies got to make a move here with Castellanos, hopefully in the next week before I think position players got to be there. The first official team workout is on the 16th. So they have till then to figure out this Castellanos thing. But listen, Ricky, I'm going to let you go, man. But I'm glad you're back. I hope you feel. Are you feeling okay?
They even have AI assisted analysis.
All right, Ricky, we'll catch you next week, man. Don't forget, no show Sunday, but I'll be back Monday. Okay.
Of the sender of the email in a ransom note.
Ah, man, Ricky Deal, back on the air. Ricky Deal. Show was not the same without him. It really wasn't. Now, of course, it wasn't like Joe Hale calling in from the hospital room. Now, that's still legendary stuff right there. But, Ricky, I'm glad you're back. Speaking of Joe, how you doing, Joe?
I'm good. I told you. Why wouldn't you listen to me saying you said the Sixers were going to make a major move, and they didn't?
Well, okay, so I was wrong, but how do you feel about that?
Okay with it. And the Flyers just scored.
Yeah, I'm looking at that right now. So why are you okay with that?
Because they're going to do it in the summer.
What about this season, Joe Hale? Are we punting another season of championship aspirations down the road? No more?
They can get there. They're the number. If they win today, they could be the number 2 seed.
Do they have enough to beat whoever? Okay, first of all, do they have enough to beat whoever's going to be in the East and then come out of the East and beat whoever's in the West? I don't think they do. I don't think they can beat Oklahoma City in a 7-game series.
They're going to go to Eastern Conference Finals. Mark my words.
And lose?
No, and win.
And then lose to who in the finals?
The Thunder, and I'm okay with that.
I'm not.
Oh, yeah.
No, listen, Joe, I think and I get it. This is a historically deep draft coming up, right? Historically deep. And the Sixers have an opportunity to pick multiple first-round selections, make some noise, get better, right? I get that.
Yeah.
But we're another year into this, and Embiid's another year older, Paul George another year older. I understand, but people are getting, and you gotta accept. You gotta understand, and I think you accepted that people are getting frustrated, right?
I'm gonna say something. VJ Escom Maxie's another year wiser.
Well, Max is another year older. Edge comes another year wiser. Max is getting up there, man. I mean, they're putting some miles on him. They are. But listen, for the fan who are paying the money to go down to this arena every home game, should they feel frustrated about this? No, because it's about the future.
Yes. And a future
process part 2.
Yes, trust and process part 2. I want your Super Bowl pick later.
I'll give it before we go off the air.
I'm going to give you mine now.
Sure.
I think Seattle wins it. And said
you got a score?
35-28.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a high-scoring game too.
And I can give you my MVP. Well, 2 MVPs.
Is it Sam Darnold?
Sam Darnold and Cooper Kupp.
What, they're going to be a co-MVP?
Yes.
When's the last time that's happened? Has that ever happened?
No, I don't think so.
What's the parlay on that of a co-MVP?
Not sure. You have to ask Mike.
I'm sure there's a bet for it.
So, because I asked, I see Cooper Kupp anytime touchdown.
I saw that. It's like 600 to 1, isn't it? Or no, 6 to 1 or something. I saw something 6 to 1.
No, I see Seattle winning and Seattle's got great wide receivers, unlike the Eagles.
We have good. Come on, we have good wide receivers. We do. Just can't keep them happy.
Yeah, exactly. Everybody's complaining about Scotland today.
Rightfully so, Joe, because there's an argument to be made. And again, I said this. I'm not necessarily upset that he left. Sometimes you got to break a few eggs and make an omelet. I understand that, but the way they're picturing this is that Stoutland somehow was the reason why the offense didn't get going, and they're sort of putting him up next to Kevin Patullo up there on the hill with his cross and sacrificing him as well to the fan base. And that's not how Jeff Stoutland deserved to go out. All right. That's not. He put way too much into this. He's produced amazing results. 2 Hall of Famers, literally taught Jordan Mailata how to play American football, all those things and blah, blah, blah. I get all that, but that's not how this guy should have went out the door. It isn't. It's terrible from this organizational standpoint, the way they treated him.
But my thing is, I don't think it's Stoutland's fault. All his fault. I think Nick Sirianni needs to take blame about the offensive coordinator. I don't think.
Well, he did. He says that every year. It ultimately falls on me. If it ultimately falls on Nick Sirianni, why didn't he fire himself? I mean, everyone around him is getting fired, but he's the one who says he's the blame. But I get why. But listen, Joe, as I said, I get it. I understand you got to change, and maybe Sean Mannion doesn't want him, right? Maybe Sean Mannion wants his own people. And yes, there's a certain side to this conversation that's cool that, hey, you're letting your offensive coordinator pick his staff. That's great. But the 13 years, but Stoutland's record's got to stand on his own here. It really does.
The last quarterback coach was hired was a great quarterback coach that the Eagles hired.
Wasn't it Kevin Patullo?
No, Andy Reid from Green Bay.
No, Kevin Patullo was the Eagles quarterback coach.
We're thinking outside the box. Outside the Eagles. Wasn't it? Yes. It was Andy Reid.
Yeah, but he wasn't the last one. Oh, you mean as a head coach?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was Andy Reid. Flyers just lost in overtime, Joe.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I just seen it. So, hey, we got a point.
We got a point. 61. That's not bad. It's not bad.
Okay.
All right, Joe. Listen, no show Sunday night.
Is Al going to bring? Can Al come back on for you Sunday night? I thought that was.
I'll see if he can do it. I'll ask him, but I won't be on Sunday.
Phone lines tomorrow again.
And is that what he said he's going to do?
Yeah.
All right. I'll be tuned in. I'll see if he does it. Make sure I'll keep him honest too. If he doesn't, I'll troll him.
You should call in on the road.
No.
Now, when you go into your hotel, are you going to be able to bring us on?
Yes. I'll have Wi-Fi capabilities and all that. Yeah, I'm not moving into the backwoods, in a grass or in a wood shack, heated by a candle. I'm living in the city. I'm in Knoxville. I'd be like spitting distance from the University of Tennessee.
I got you.
Yeah. So, all right, Joe, we'll talk, man.
Yep.
All right. Yeah, Flyers just lost 2-1 overtime, so be ready for Mike Laro here at any minute. He'll pop in probably, as he usually does. Harper is officially on Team USA. Oh, that's right. They did their official announcements tonight. MLB Network did all the rosters for all the teams. Yeah. Skip navigation, search, create avatar image. The Sixers did absolutely nothing at the NBA trade deadline. NBA talk. Well, listen, we just me and Joe talked about it a little bit, Star Wars, and I'm kind of on your side here. Now, Joe says it's okay that they stayed pat. They got underneath the tax. They picked up another asset. Well, they pick swapped. They got rid of a contract. You know, they're going to have a few draft picks to spend next summer in a very allegedly historically deep draft. Joe Hale says it's okay. Well, another year won't hurt him. I agree, though. It's a little frustrating, and it doesn't really send much of a message. I'm not, maybe not Giannis. Okay, I get that, but Siakam, he was available. You probably could have maneuvered him. Just something, man. Something. So to me, it looks like the Sixers are punting on the season, which is fine, I guess. Again, I don't really get upset about the Sixers anymore, but process part 2, I guess we're into. As the Sixers did absolutely nothing. Well, they did something. They just didn't do what a lot of fans wanted them to do, which was trade for some help now, use some of those assets that they acquired, flip some people here, make a legit run for a championship now. But instead, they're going to sit back till summer. Which, again, I get it. It sucks now, but come June, when the Sixers weren't going to win it anyway, you'll be happy that you have all those draft picks. I get it. Peppernick, what's up?
What's up, Matty? Do you remember when Mike Lombardi came out a few years ago and said that Jim Schwartz was trying to get Doug Peterson's job?
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
So he's a snake in the grass. Sirianni falls right into that. Sirianni, you know what? Like I said, I've been saying every time I talk to you, it took him, 20 OC interviews to finally get a guy, then fire Stoutland. This is just BS. This is Sirianni kissing ass now. They need to just fire him. Bring Sean Mannion, make him the head coach. That's what they want to do anyway. Stoutland, if I was Stoutland, I wouldn't even accept Ring of Honor from them or nothing. This got Brian Dawkins written all over it, how they treated him.
Yeah, it was pretty telling, Peppernick, in Stoutland's little message he sent out. And he hasn't sent out any further information, but it's pretty telling in the Stoutland message that he thanked the city. Nothing about the Eagles. He didn't thank the organization. He didn't thank the team.
Well, he might have thanked them behind scenes,
but not publicly, and that's telling. And either way, regardless if you thought Stoutland deserved to go or not, he did not deserve to go that way.
He didn't deserve to go. That's the whole thing. He didn't deserve to go. It'd be like Mike Laura or Al going behind your back doing stuff because they think you're incompetent. No, but you know what I'm saying. But you get what I'm saying. You can't do that stuff. Yeah. You can't. They're sneaking. You don't do that. If it's shit up top, it's gonna be shit down below, and that dude should be fired. If I was these guys if I was Vic Fangio, you know what I would do? I'm dead serious. I'd wait to the end of training camp and I'd retire.
Right before the preseason, I'm done. I'm out of here.
I'd retire. Yeah, I would. I'd stick it to them. I guarantee he's telling them, keep that effing bozo away from me. I got told today that buffoon is too much of a word for Nick Sirianni.
It's too good for him? Is that what you're saying?
He's not a buffoon. Yeah. It's too good for him. Like, he's not a buffoon. He's a buffoon. How come he ain't coming out defending this guy? Because you know why? He can't. Because man, it's just horrible, man. They went from being not shambles to the Sixers being the ones that are the top point shambles. You know, except for Paul George, it's just horrible, man. The way they treat Stoutland, and it just irks me. They go behind his back. You can't do that stuff. You know, you can't. No wonder. How's this? Just think about this. I wonder if that got leaked out that happened, and these guys didn't want to come, like Dable and all them guys.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure something was about that. And you know, but I'm also, you know, I'm not necessarily 100%. Maybe they didn't want to work with Stalin. I don't know, but I'm sure some of this got out of what they did to him. I'm sure some of it got out. And about Fangio. Now, was it Jeff McClain? Jeff McClain reported last night that he's coming back, but the Eagles have not confirmed that. There's been no official announcement yet about Vic Fangio.
Well, here's the thing. He'll be. Well, they gave him, like I saw you last night. They gave him. He got more money, so that'll be talked about. But like. The thing with Stoutland, you nobody wants to come here. Once that leaks out that your head coach, it is an assistant. I don't care who it is. The head coach is sneaking behind one of his coordinators, and him and the offensive coordinator are tweaking the run game, which didn't even get any better.
Yeah, got worse.
So that. Yeah. So I mean, like this is so much BS. I mean, this guy's got you know what? He's going to. I hope he goes to the New York Giants. I hope he goes to them. If John Harbaugh's a smart man, he picked him right up.
Yeah, I agree. Or Stalin was smart. He'd stay in the NFC East. Go to any one of the teams in the NFC East. Any one of them.
Go to Dallas, somewhere like that. Build up them guys. Yeah. But, well, it's not sticking it to the Eagles. It's sticking to that bozo who's coaching the team, who ain't defending. He ain't defended one person since he's been here. He couldn't control Steichen. That's why they got this Super Bowl. He could control Desai. He could control Brian Johnson. And the fall guy was Desai. Then Brian Johnson. Then he couldn't control Kellen Moore. And then this year, the fall guy was Patullo. Now it's and he's when I mean he's the only Indian standing, meaning like out since the last 5 years, he's the only guy standing now that's been here. Everybody else is gone now. Yeah. He's cleaned house. He's cleaned effing house, and he needs to go. This guy needs to go.
Kaepernick's on fire tonight, man. I agree, though. I agree. You should be pissed off. Kaepernick, real quick, who is your Super Bowl? What's your Super Bowl score? Who's your winner?
Seattle, 39-22.
39, another high scoring one. Joe Howell won.
And I think, and I hope Sam Darnold gets the MVP, stands up there, looks at him like you said. Now I earned my effing respect because he's all thought I was a blown first round pick. I couldn't win the big game, and I'm in the Super Bowl now. I hope he gets the MVP and just blasts the whole NFL.
You think he says this is for you, Josh Allen, and holds up the trophy?
Oh man, you know what? I'd be like, "Yay, Buffalo!" No, but the scout thing fired me up.
I gotta cut you short tonight because we gotta move through because
I gotta get back to work anyway.
Monday night we'll be back. All right, man. Yeah, get back to work. Make that money.
So Al said there's going to be open lines possibly tomorrow for him. Oh, I got to get on there. See, he hasn't had me on there yet.
Saying. That's what Joe Hale's reporting that. So I didn't hear that. Since
I'm Matty 2.0, I got to get on there.
Well, tell Al I said hi. All right.
All right.
All right, Kaepernick. That's a crazy man. All right, Mike Kaepernick. So again, as me and Joe Hale were talking, the Flyers did fall and got succumbed to the Ottawa Senators 2-1. A little bit of a argument there at the end of the game. Laura, I guess, felt he was interfered with it. So let's bring on Mike Lauro. Mike, got some clear the ice duty going on here tonight. Last Flyers game for the Olympic break.
Yeah, tell me if you heard this before. You know, Travis Konechny misses wide right. The team goes down and scores a goal in overtime. Felt like I seen that. It's deja vu. My last game I did. This is how it ended. Same way, except last time at least caught iron. Tonight, Flyers look like they were just going through the motions tonight, and they really they did not generate enough offensive pressure at all in this game. When they needed it, it was good. It was nice to see them respond with like a minute left. To go with the game, actually with a minute 15 left. Drysdale finally lights the back of the lamp, but again, I had no comfort that they were going to win this game. It's just the way that the goaltender Chabot was playing tonight, man. He was really or I'm sorry, not Chabot, the goaltender for them. I'm trying to remember his name. Reamer. The way Reamer was playing tonight, he was doing really, really well. And again, you got to tip your cap, man. They kind of left, the big guns for Ottawa were really kind of quiet too, in this game. So for me, watching this, it was same thing I saw literally almost a week ago when I did the game Saturday afternoon when they lost to the Kings in overtime. Almost.
It's a real mystery with this team, the way they come out in games. They're notoriously slow starters. Some of these times they've been able to figure themselves out midway through the game, and most of the time it's this same lethargic offense all throughout the game, and they don't have the type of goaltending that can keep them around in games like that. They got to be better, and they got to be more.
Vladar played his ass off.
He did, but on a night-to-night basis, they can't do that to their goalies. I mean,
they can't.
You couldn't do that to Pelly Lindbergh night-to-night, for God's sakes. But you're right. It seems like this team has a hard time getting going, and then they have a hard time finding that when they need it, and it's been obvious all season.
I don't know. Maybe Taka needs to stand outside the locker room, and as they come out, get jumper cables, sponges on the end, and just zap them as they come out, because they just look lifeless, man. Yeah. Even the other night, against Washington, they looked a little lifeless to start off, and then
they did.
And they did, luckily then I will say this: Mitchkov tonight looked a lot better. To me in this game, I don't know if Danny went down and had a chat with him or what, because they were answering questions over the last couple of days, whether about what was going on between him and Tocchet. And I'll tell you what, he had some jump in his step tonight. Did Mitchkov? He didn't look as lethargic as the rest of them. The two best players for me tonight that I saw on the ice, honestly, was all three. It was Mitchkov, Zegras, and Bobby Brink. Bobby Brink was single-handedly trying to tie this game up and boys, get on my back. He was doing everything, going into the corners. He was knocking people off the puck. Everybody else was just skating around. And I don't know about you, Matty, but I'm getting a little tired of Travis Konechny when the game's on the line. You're supposed to be our goal scorer here, okay? Or at least one of them. Put the damn puck in the net. Stop hitting iron. Stop hitting it wide. All right, this is twice now within a week that, he's had the game on his stick and has missed. Yeah. You're not gonna bury it every time, but damn, score one. Score one.
Yeah, it's frustrating. And I'm glad the break is here. Now we got to focus on the trade deadline and see where they are. But all right, I'm gonna let you go, Mike, so you can hop over there and knock this out. Joe Hale's asking me to ask you about your take on the Sixers. You answer that on your own dime. I talk that crap.
I ain't talking about Sixers. Yeah, they didn't do nothing anyway.
They didn't. Yeah, Joe's okay with that. Joe says it's okay because we'll get him in the summer. That's what he says.
Yeah, I'll believe that when I see it. Anyway, Matty, my score, 31-25 Seattle. And if you play that correct score on Bet360, Bet365, like I always do, it pays out 1,000 to 1. 1,000 to 1, just for that score. So if you put a buck on it and that score hits, it will net you $1,000. So
is there a co MVP parlay? Is there a co MVP one?
I didn't see a co MVP, but I'll tell you what, the only one that I seen on there to win MVP, honestly, they had JSN, Jackson Smith, and Jigba.
No Darnold, huh?
No, they didn't have Darnold on there. But then again, too, it is now. I looked at it on Tuesday. It's now Thursday, so they may have a listing going in. I strongly suggest if you're going to do that, wait till Sunday. Yeah. Go in and pick somebody. I'm I don't know who I want to pick in this game, really, but I think it's going to be a high scoring. I really do. But we're all expecting a high scoring game. Watch it be 16-13 and
boring as hell for those between those two teams.
Exactly. So, but yeah, I like Seattle. I think Seattle gets the job done. Even though I'm probably going to be pulling for the Evil Empire. I'm going to be pulling for New England. But, I got to go where the money is. I think Seattle's got the better defense.
I hear you. I'll give my score out at the end of the show. But, Mike, those of you that are watching, head over and check out Mike. He's going to knock out the Flyer post-game show, the final one until we get back together after the break. Mike, we'll talk later. All right.
You know what? Go keep going. I'm going to jump on at 10. So you keep going.
Oh, okay. All right.
So you keep going. I'll jump on at 10 o'clock. So meet me over Yep, 9 minutes. Jump over, see me over there on the over Clear the Ice, and we'll get everything rocking and rolling there.
All right, that's what I'm talking about. Mike taking one for the team again. All right, Mike, we'll talk to you at 10.
Got it, buddy.
All right, Mike Lauro. So he's giving me 9 minutes. I got to get through the rest of this. All right, here we go. Breaking. Star Wars says Panthers wide receiver Tatroa McMillan has been named the 2025 AP Offensive Rookie of the Year. McMillan, 2022, caught 70 passes, 1,014 yards, 7 TDs this season. McMillan set the Panthers rookie, record. Mike Vrabel, deservedly so, named Coach of the Year. And then I just say, talk to him at 10. But all right, let's move real quick now. Let's get to the hot stove. Let's knock that out. My final hot stove, this will probably be it for the year. So here we go. Here's our hot stove report. All right, so let's get right into it. Where do we leave off? Okay. Nick Sandlin, the right-hand pitcher, formerly of the Toronto Blue Jays, is now an Angel on a minor league contract. Samad Taylor, second baseman, formerly of the Mariners, is now a Padre. Minor league deal. Will Wilson goes from Cleveland to Seattle on a minor league deal. Jose Suarez, right-hand pitcher, was claimed off of waivers from Baltimore. He's now going to Atlanta. Chaz McCormick, the outfielder, going to Chicago from Houston on a minor league deal. Let's keep it going. Matt Bowman, the right-hand pitcher from Houston to Minnesota on a minor league deal. Ryan Brokowski, Toronto, the White Sox minor league. Cam Boozer going to Tampa on a minor league deal. Cody Bellinger of the New York Yankees is staying on with the Yankees, signed that 5-year contract to remain in New York. Johnny Peretta is now on his way to Seattle. He was traded from Minnesota for cash. Cardiac Hector, or heart attack Hector, whatever you call him. Hector, I have a Hector Neris jersey hanging in my closet. I don't know how the hell I got this, but I do. Anyway, he is now going from Houston to Kansas City on a minor league deal with an invitation to spring training. Asavio Bito is going to the Angels, claimed off waivers. Caleb Ort from the Yankees to the Angels off of waivers. Peterson Ole going to Colorado, was traded with infield Eduard Julian for a minor league pitcher, Jace Kamenaska. Reese McGuire is on his way to Milwaukee on a minor league deal from Chicago. Darren McGoughlin going to Cincinnati on a minor league deal. Eduard Julian, of course, we talked about him. Angel Chavilla is going to be for the Yankees, was traded for minor leaguer TJ Rumfeld from Colorado. T.Chi Chang, the Mets pitcher, formerly of the Mets shortstop, is now on his way to Washington, was claimed off waivers. Lamonte Wade going from the Angels to the White Sox on a minor league contract for the invitation. And K-Wing Tang going from Seattle to Houston, was involved in a trade with a couple minor leaguers. Let's keep it going. I told you it was long. Richard Lovelady is now on his way to Washington from the Mets, claimed off of waivers. Craig Kimbrell, our boy, man, still hanging around there, is now on his way to the Mets. That's right. Craig Kimbrell. There's a potential that you'll be watching Craig Kimbrell pitch at Citizen Bank Park this year on a minor league deal with an invitation to spring training. And Sir Anthony, another former Philly pitcher, signed a 2-year contract with the White Sox, formerly, of course, of the Blue Jays, was traded from Baltimore to Toronto when Baltimore was in Toronto, and he actually appeared in both games. That was pretty cool. Eli Morgan is going from Chicago to the Chiefs to the Royals. Derek Law, Washington to Arizona for a minor league contract. Harrison Bader, 2-year deal, on his way from the Phillies to the Giants, which, again, I'm okay with. I was not comfortable with him on a 2-year contract. Brian Ramos going to Baltimore, was traded for cash. Cal Quantrill staying in Texas on a minor league deal. Daniel Robert returning to the Phillies on a minor league deal. Johan Makata is staying in L.A. with the Angels on a 1-year deal. Valente Belzo going to Colorado on a minor league contract. Kobe Allard, another guy sticking around, staying in Cleveland on a minor league contract with an invite. Mason Thompson going from Washington to Texas on a minor league deal. Matt Theis going from the Rays to the Red Sox on a minor league deal. Eugenio Suarez from Seattle to Cincinnati on a 1-year deal. Lucas Sims, formerly of the Phillies. That's right, he pitched for the Phillies last year. I don't think did he appear in any games? Yeah, he did. Had a 13.86 ERA. Anyway, he's on his way to the White Sox on a minor league contract. Good riddance. Michael Sinai going from the Yankees to the Dodgers on waivers. Dylan Moore, the utility infielder, picked up by your Fightins, formerly of the Texas Rangers, on a minor league contract, could probably be in play for that last bench spot for the Phillies. Owen Miller, Colorado to the Cubs on a minor league deal. Jackson Kowar from Seattle to Minnesota was claimed off waivers. Tom Cosgrove from the Cubs to the Astros off waiver on a minor league deal. Garrett Acton, Colorado to Miami off waivers. Martin Perez going from the White Sox to the Braves on a minor league deal. Austin Hayes going from Cincinnati to the White Sox on a 1-year deal. Mickey Gasper going from Washington to Boston off waivers. Michael Fulmer, Seattle to San Francisco on a minor league deal. Yannick Fernandez from the Rockies to the Yankees off waivers. Omar Cruz staying in San Diego on a minor league contract. Mike Clevenger on his way to Pittsburgh, going to battle for a job there on a minor league contract and an invitation. Tyler Anderson staying with the Angels. Cade Strode going from Baltimore to Arizona. And Blaze and Alexander, Arizona to Baltimore. And that is it. I know there's some more, the Framber Valdez. We haven't really talked about that, but that's not official yet. So that's not why it's showing up there. But that's it. I am probably going to put to bed the hot stove in 2026 as we are at the cusp of spring training. And I enjoyed giving you that throughout the offseason. That was fun. But let's put away the hot stove. Let's turn off the stove for one more year, and let's get things going. Please retire, Brandon Graham. Star Wars coming off with some random stuff. I hope to hell Brandon Graham retires. But all right, that is going to take me. I got 1 minute. I came underneath the road. We'll hold off on the card, and we'll hold off on the of the night segment until Monday night when I return. So that's going to wrap me up. We're going to get this in under the hour so Mike can do the post game. Thanks, everybody, for being part of this show this week. We got 4 out of 5. I was on for 4 out of 5. We actually broadcasted 5 episodes. Al came in at one point and helped me out this week, so I want to thank him once again. Remind everybody that tomorrow Al will be back for Philly Friday Frenzy. Allegedly going to open up the phone lines. So I don't know. I didn't hear that. So that's between you guys and Al. So hopefully Al does that for you. And then I will see you again on Monday as I will be taking base camp here. So as you can see the prettiness behind me. Well, you're not going to be seeing that for a while, as I'm going to be moving the show down south. It's college baseball time. Matter of fact, I had a game offered me for Saturday at Austin P, a Division I. The Austin P Governors, they're a team out of Clarksville, Tennessee, a team a place I actually lived for 6 years when I was stationed at Fort Campbell. But they needed an umpire for an inter-squad game on Saturday. $250 for an inter-squad game. I can't make Saturday. The best I can do is Sunday. I got something I got to do on Saturday, so I can't leave until Sunday morning. Anyway, next time we see each other will be from wherever I'm staying at in Tennessee, and then we'll be moving around. You'll be moving around south with me for a few weeks before I return back home in mid-April, and then we get this thing going again. So I'll talk to you guys on Monday night. By the way, my Super Bowl prediction, here it is. I believe it'll be the New England Patriots. I think they will win this game 31-30 on a last-second Drake May 17-yard touchdown run as time expires to give the Patriots the game. And Drake May will obviously, with that 17-yard touchdown run, clinch the Super Bowl MVP honors. So 31-30, I like the Patriots over the Seahawks. I, again, also believe it's going to be a high-scoring affair. I don't think defense is going to show up much for this game, but give me the Patriots in this game. As much as it pains me to say that, the Patriots will tie the Pittsburgh Steelers for the most Super Bowls franchise history at 6. All right, guys. You guys have a great night. Make sure you tuned in to Clear the Ice. Make sure you tuned in to all the other stuff that's happening on the network. We'll talk on Monday. Have a great weekend. Thank you for a great week, and I'm out.